1963 Lincoln Penny History and Value Rare Coin Facts, Emotional Storytelling Suspense, and Curiosity Hooks Tips for Collectors Life-Changing, Hidden Treasure Scenarios. Here's the complete script. Imagine this: a coin sitting quietly in your pocket, forgotten in your drawer, an ordinary Lincoln penny. Now, imagine discovering that this tiny, seemingly worthless piece of metal is actually a billion-dollar treasure. Sounds impossible, right? Today, we dive into the story of the 1963 Lincoln penny, a coin that could change lives forever. We'll uncover its history, rare variations, and why collectors around the world are hunting for it like gold. Stay with us, because what you'll see could make you look at your pocket change in a completely new way. History of the 1963 Lincoln penny, 1:30 to 8 o'clock. The story begins in 1963, a pivotal year in the United States. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, had already become one of the most widely recognized coins in the world. The 1963 Lincoln penny was made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc, before the switch to copper-plated zinc in later decades. While millions were minted, only a tiny fraction carry the rare features that collectors dream about today. But what makes 1963 so special? For starters, the coin was minted during a year of great American history, the height of the civil rights movement, the space race, and the early days of a booming post-war economy. These pennies are more than currency. They are pieces of history. Of the 1963 penny, obverse and reverse sides, dramatic lighting, collectors look for mint marks, Philadelphia, no mint mark, or Denver, D. Rare errors, double dies, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes condition. Coins in uncirculated condition are extremely valuable today. Even a seemingly ordinary penny from 1963 could fetch thousands of dollars if it meets these rare criteria. The rare billion-dollar penny story, 8 to 2000 hours. Now, let's talk about the penny that inspired our title, the billion-dollar Lincoln penny. You might be thinking, how could a 1-cent coin ever be worth billions? Here's the secret. It's not just about the metal or the face value. It's about rarity, history, and the story behind the coin. There are a few extremely rare variations of the 1963 Lincoln penny that collectors would pay almost anything for. Uncirculated, no mint mark coins. Some pennies were never released to the public. Mint workers accidentally skipped the circulation process, leaving a limited number in pristine condition. These coins today are priceless. Double die errors. Coins with doubled numbers or letters on the date or lettering are highly sought after. In 1963, a few errors slipped through the mint's quality control. A lucky finder could discover a coin that is worth hundreds of thousands to millions. Off-center strikes and planchet errors. Coins misaligned during minting create unique patterns. These rare mistakes turn ordinary pennies into collector gold. Visuals. Dramatic reenactment of minting errors. Close-up slow motion. The story gets even more exciting when we imagine the journey of a single penny. A penny forgotten in a grandparent's old coin jar found by someone cleaning their attic, identified as a rare 1963 Lincoln penny with a minting error. Suddenly, it is valued at millions. Even hypothetically, billions if it's one of the ultra-rare variations. Pause for dramatic effect. Slow. Zoom on the penny. This is why collectors around the world are obsessed with Lincoln pennies. Even ordinary coins can become a life-changing jackpot if the right rarity is discovered. How to identify, collect, and protect your treasure. 20:00, 30:00. Now that you know the incredible potential of a 1963 Lincoln penny, here's how you can spot a rare gem yourself. Step 1. Examine the date and mint mark. Coins with no mint mark or from Denver, D. are your starting point. Check for errors. Look for double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks. Even subtle differences can skyrocket the value. Assess condition. Coins in uncirculated or mint condition are far more valuable than worn coins. Handle coins by the edges and store them in protective cases. Authenticate. Take your coin to a reputable numismatist or grading service like PCGS or NGC. Professional grading can turn a $1 penny into a life-changing fortune. People using magnifying glasses, coin cases, grading certificates. Know the market. Rare Lincoln pennies can sell for thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions at auctions. Keep track of recent sales, collector communities, and coin shows. Every penny tells a story. The 1963 Lincoln penny is more than a coin. It's a piece of American history, a potential treasure, and a symbol of hidden opportunity. Who knows? That forgotten penny in your pocket today could be the billion-dollar coin of tomorrow. Remember, treasure is often hiding in plain sight. Next time you dig through old jars, wallets, or drawers, take a closer look at your pennies. One lucky find could turn pocket change into unimaginable wealth. If you enjoyed this video and want more stories of hidden treasures, rare coins, and life-changing collectibles, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Who knows, your next penny could be worth billions. Dramatic slow pan over a shiny Lincoln penny. Fade out with suspenseful history and significance of 1963 penny. 6:30 Rare penny stories and errors. 12:00 How to identify and collect. 10:00 Outro and call to action. 2 o'clock. In the vast world of American coins, hundreds of billions of pennies have passed through the hands of ordinary people. Pennies tossed into drawers, forgotten in jars, dropped under car seats. But what if one of these ordinary copper coins was worth not just thousands, not just millions, but a mind-bending, heart-stopping $1 billion? Tonight, we explore the legend, the history, and the real treasure-hunting world behind the Lincoln penny, and we dive deep into the story of one of the world's most fascinating coins, the 1962 Lincoln cent, a simple 1-cent coin that millions ignored. Yet collectors today hunt with passion, obsession, and hope. Narrator. This is the journey of a coin that changed American currency. A coin that may still be hiding in old boxes, untouched rolls, and forgotten piggy banks. And the rumor, the myth, the dream of the billion-dollar penny. Section Transition Act 1. The penny everybody ignored. 1.1. The birth of the Lincoln penny. Narrator. Authoritative. The Lincoln penny first appeared in 1909, honoring the 100-year anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, the beginning of a revolution in American coinage. These early 1909 pennies created the foundation for everything that followed, including the 1962 penny, one of the most commonly produced, yet surprisingly collectible, coins of the 20th century. 1.2. 1962. A year of transformation. Narrator. The year was 1962. John F. Kennedy was president. The U.S. was accelerating into a new era of technology, optimism, and design. And inside the U.S. Mint, change was coming too. The penny was made of 95% copper, a metal that would one day become more valuable than the coin itself. In 1962, the Mint produced the Lincoln cent at 2 locations. Philadelphia, no mint mark. Denver, D-mint mark. Together, they struck more than 2.4 billion coins. A massive number. But as every collector knows, quantity does not erase rarity, because when billions are made, errors happen. Unexpected variations appear. A few coins slip through the cracks of time untouched, uncirculated, and perfect. These become treasures. The concept of the billion-dollar penny, myth and mystery. Narrator. The idea of a penny worth $1 billion seems impossible, and in real-world auctions, no coin has ever sold for that price. But the legend was born from a simple idea. What if a coin was so rare, so historically significant, so perfectly preserved, that collectors would fight endlessly for it? The myth of the billion-dollar penny grew online, fueled by stories of rare cents selling for $1.7 million, $2 million, even $10+ million in private trades. And so, the rumor began. A Lincoln penny could, one day, Become the world's first billion-dollar treasure. That tonight's story blends this legendary idea with the very real value, history, and secrets of the 1962 Lincoln. Sent the real value of the 1962 Lincoln penny. Why 1962 pennies matter? Narrator. Most 1962 pennies in circulation today are worth only their copper value. But collectors don't hunt for common coins. They hunt for errors, mint varieties, high-grade, uncirculated coins, proof like coins, untouched rolls, original mint packaging. These can turn a simple penny into a treasured collectible worth hundreds, thousands, sometimes more. Point 2.2. The highest value 1962 coins ever sold. Narrator. Excited over the decades, a few incredibly special 1962 pennies have sold for big money. Ultra-high grade MS. 67 red coins have reached $10,000 plus. Rare die errors have sold for $5,000, $8,000, even $15,000. Full rolls of uncirculated, untouched 1962 pennies trade for surprisingly high collector premiums every year. The value creeps upward. Point 2.3. Why collectors love the 1962 penny. Narrator. Collectors see the 1962 penny as a perfect combination of historical significance, classic copper composition, potential for rare errors, affordable entry level, strong market demand, but most importantly, it belongs to a time before pennies became cheapened by zinc. This alone gives copper-era pennies a special place in the treasure hunter world. Treasure hunt. How ordinary people find life-changing coins. 3.1. The pennies nobody ever used. Narrator. Many 1962 pennies were never used. They sat inside old cigar boxes, bank rolls, estate collections, desk drawers, forgotten jars, military footlockers, old family savings tins. Some remained untouched for 60-plus years. Collectors call these sleepers or time capsule coins. These untouched coins can be worth hundreds of times more than circulated cents. The psychology of the billion-dollar penny dream. Narrator. People crave stories of hidden fortune. The dream that something tiny, something ordinary, something ignored can turn into life-changing wealth. That it's not about the $1 billion, that it's about possibility, hope, discovery, adventure. And this emotional power drives millions of views, millions of searches, and millions of treasure hunters. Point 3.3. Rare errors that make 1962 pennies valuable. Narrator. Collectors hunt for specific 1962 errors, including double die, obverse die, cracks, off-center strikes, re-punched mint marks, RPM, missing mint marks, wrong planchet strikes, by die breaks on liberty, full blockage errors. Any of these can dramatically increase value. Some rare errors can reach $5,000 to $25,000 depending on grade. What makes a penny worth thousands? A penny becomes valuable when it has rarity, demand, condition, historical importance, error, uniqueness, and when all five combine. That's when legends are born. ACT 4. Motivation. From pennies to wealth. The American dream through a single penny. Narrator. The Lincoln penny represents something far greater than money. It represents the belief that anyone, from anywhere, can rise higher. Even from a single cent, a penny is the symbol of possibility. And every treasure hunter knows the universe hides big rewards in small places. A treasure in your own home. You don't need a metal detector. You don't need special tools. You don't need to be a millionaire. You just need curiosity, because the next valuable coin might already be in your house. To eye in your cabinets, to eye in your old piggy bank, to eye in that dusty jar of pennies from the 60s, or tucked away in a drawer nobody has opened in decades. The final message. The billion-dollar penny mindset. Narrator. Soft, inspiring. Maybe a billion-dollar penny exists. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it never will. But that isn't the point. The point is that these coins remind us hidden treasures exist. Ordinary things can carry extraordinary value. Curiosity can lead to discovery. Knowledge can unlock wealth. And the smallest steps can lead to the biggest rewards. The journey of the Lincoln penny teaches us, if you look closely at the world around you, you'll find value where others see nothing. White heavy checkmark 1961 Lincoln penny history. White heavy checkmark 1961 penny value explanation. White heavy checkmark emotional storytelling. White heavy checkmark suspense. Inspiration. Wealth mindset. White heavy checkmark viral pacing plus 3-act structure. White heavy checkmark designed for a faceless YouTube video. Pocket change jackpot. The Lincoln penny that turned into $1 billion coin. INTRO. Act I. Hook and curiosity 3 to 4 minutes. Narrator. Deep. Dramatic tone. Have you ever looked at an ordinary penny? Just a single cent. Tiny, brown, simple. And wondered if it could change your entire life? What if I told you that somewhere out there, hidden inside an old box, an untouched drawer, a forgotten jar of pocket change, there exists a Lincoln penny so rare, so mysterious, so unbelievably valuable, that collectors around the world call it the $1 billion penny? Yes, you heard that correctly. A 1-cent Lincoln penny, worth more than mansions, more than supercars, more than private islands, more than some lottery jackpots. Today, we dive deep into the incredible world of U.S. Lincoln pennies and reveal how a simple 1961 penny, a coin millions ignored, a coin people tossed into piggy banks and purse pockets, can explode in value when it carries the right history, condition, and minting secrets. This is not just a coin story. This is a tale of fortune, destiny, and the unbelievable. Power hidden in the smallest things. Welcome to Pocket Change Jackpot, the Lincoln penny that turned into $1 billion coin. To ACT2, deep storytelling and history, 12 to 15 minutes. 1. The beginning of the 1961 Lincoln penny. To understand the $1 billion mystery, we must first travel back to the year 1961. America was at a turning point. President John F. Kennedy had just taken office. The space race was accelerating, and the spirit of innovation filled the nation. In the middle of this historic era, the U.S. Mint struck millions of 1961 Lincoln pennies, featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design first introduced in 1909. But here's the twist: not all pennies are the same. Some pennies, through errors, accidents, or rare minting conditions, become priceless treasures. Some become legends. Some become billion-dollar mysteries. The features of a 1961 penny front. Lincoln portrait back. Lincoln Memorial, added in 1959. Composition, 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc weight. 3.11 grams. Mint marks. No mint mark. Philadelphia. D mint mark. Denver. Millions were produced. Millions were spent. Millions were forgotten. But one became something else entirely. Point 2. Why would a 1961 penny become a $1 billion coin? Now, let's break open the mystery that a penny becomes massively valuable when it contains one or more of the following. A. Rare minting errors. Some of the rarest 1961 errors. Double die obverse, DDO. Doubling on letters and numbers. Double die reverse, DDR. Doubling on the memorial off-center strikes. Up to 50 to 90% off. Die cracks, cuds, and bumps struck on wrong planchet. Silver dime planchet, foreign planchet. Proof like business strikes deep. Cameo proofs. One extremely rare combination. A 1961 proof-like strike, double die, wrong planchet mint error, could become one of the most valuable pennies ever discovered. And that's where the story begins. 3. The untouched penny. Nobody used legend among collectors tells of a 1961 penny that never entered circulation. A coin that never touched a hand, never sat in a pocket, never rubbed against another coin, never lost its mint luster. It remained fresh, perfect, untouched. And during grading and evaluation decades later, experts found something extraordinary. A combination of perfect condition, flawless luster, rare double die, minting on an incorrect planchet, microscopic features never before recorded. The result? Collectors ranked it one of the most perfect Lincoln pennies ever known, a once-in-human history error. And when something is truly unique, when something cannot be replaced, when collectors realize only one exists, its value skyrockets. To the moon. To the impossible. To the billion-dollar mark. ACT3. Emotional build, value, inspiration, 12 to 15 minutes. 1. The value of 1961 pennies today. Typical values worn 1961 pennies. 1 to 5 cents uncirculated. $1, $5 high. Grade MS 67 plus. $300. $2, 000 rare errors. $5, 000. $50, 000 exceptional errors. $100. 000 plus, but the once-in-a-century combinations, the absolute one-of-one treasures, the perfect storms of history and minting. Those are the coins that can hit mind-blowing numbers. They can sell for millions. Some collectors estimate that a coin with never-before-seen error-type flawless proof like surfaces 100% unique strike characteristics could easily surpass every existing penny price record and potentially be valued in hundreds of millions to more than $1 billion, especially in private auctions among ultra-wealthy collectors. Point 2. Why people love this story? Because it's not about the coin. It's about possibility. It's about the idea that somewhere, in your home, in a drawer, in a jar, in a box, a life-changing treasure might be sitting silently. It's about hope. It's about the miracle of everyday items turning into life-changing wealth. Point 3. Emotional inspiration narrator. Soft, uplifting tone. Maybe today you're struggling. Maybe life hasn't been easy. Maybe the world has tested you. But remember this, sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest miracles. Sometimes a dusty penny can become $1 billion symbol of destiny. So look closely, search carefully. Never ignore the small things, because your jackpot, your miracle, your billion-dollar moment may be waiting in the most unexpected place. Call to action, 1 minute. If you enjoyed this story and you want more hidden coin treasures, rare penny secrets, and life-changing discoveries, make sure you subscribe, share this video, and turn on notifications. You never know, your next penny might be your billionaire beginning. Imagine waking up one ordinary morning, walking to your kitchen, reaching into your drawer, and finding a simple, forgotten Lincoln penny. A coin worth just 1 cent. But what if I told you that this ordinary-looking penny had the power to change your entire life? What if the penny in your hand was secretly worth millions? Or in our legendary story today, a coin collectors now call the billion-dollar Lincoln penny? Tonight, you and I are diving deep into a story of hidden treasure, unbelievable fortune, and a humble 1960 Lincoln cent that became a symbol of wealth, hope, and rare coin obsession across America. This is Pocket Change Jackpot, the Lincoln penny that turned into $1 billion coin. Let's begin. Clapperboard. ACT1. The penny that changed everything. 7 to 8 minutes. 1. The myth begins. There are millions of pennies in circulation. Yet, once in a generation, a single coin appears that captures the imagination of treasure hunters, collectors, and dreamers. Our story begins in 1960, a year of change, a year of innovation, a year when the U.S. Mint struck a penny that would become one of the most fascinating cents ever created. Not because it was made of gold, not because it was enormous, not because it was decorated with diamonds, but because of a tiny detail, a detail so small, most people never noticed it. That detail created 2 versions of the 1960 penny. Heavy checkmark, 1960 small date, heavy checkmark, 1960 large date, and this difference sparked one of the biggest coin collecting frenzies of the 20th century. Point 2. The man who discovered the strange penny. According to collectors' legends, a coin dealer in Chicago received a box of freshly minted 1960 pennies from a bank. As he examined them, something felt wrong. The date looked unusual, smaller, different. That small discovery set off a nationwide hunt. People rushed to banks. Kids emptied piggy banks. Adults searched drawers, garages, old jars, boxes, pockets, old wallets. Everyone became a treasure hunter overnight. The 1960 penny became a sensation. Inside the 1960 Lincoln penny. Now that we've set the stage, Let's explore everything you need to know about the 1960 penny. Because knowledge is power, and knowing what to look for could turn a humble cent into a valuable treasure. Point 1. A quick look at its history. Designer. Obverse. Victor David Brenner. Reverse. Frank Gasparo. Lincoln Memorial. Introduced in 1959. Metal composition. 1960 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc. Weight 3.11 grams. Mint marks. No mint mark. Philadelphia, D. Denver, 2. The 1960 small date versus large date mystery. Why two dates exist during 1960? The mint changed the style of the numerals. This created two distinct designs. Heavy checkmark 1960 small date, smaller 0 in the date, slimmer numerals, more spacing. Heavy checkmark 1960 large date, larger, wider 0, bolder numerals. Collectors want the small date more, especially white medium star 1960 D small date Lincoln penny. This is the coin that caused the biggest frenzy. Point 3. Rare errors that make this penny valuable. Here are the real things collectors pay high money for. These are the genuine jackpot possibilities, not billion-dollar, but still huge. Fire 1. Double die errors, doubled date, doubled liberty. Some 1960 pennies show doubling on the date. In God we trust. These can bring thousands depending on condition. Fire 2. Small date over large date. This is one of the most famous. 1960 D small date over large date. This error happens when the mint used a leftover hub. The result? A hybrid coin. Insanely rare. These coins in top condition can hit $5, 000 plus $10, 000 plus, sometimes $20,000 to $40,000 in auctions. Fire 3. Repunched mint marks, RPMs. On 1960 D pennies, the D was punched by hand. Mistakes happened. Some pennies show multiple Ds. Collectors love these. Values. $50 to $500 for nice ones. $1, 000 plus, 4 major RPMs. Fire 4. Full red, RD, gem condition coins. If your 1960 penny looks shiner and uncirculated, then collectors will pay a premium. Some MS 67 graded coins have sold for $3, 000, $8, 004. How the billion-dollar penny story became a legend. People imagined, what if someone found the perfect, flawless, extremely rare 1960 Lincoln cent, the rarest of the rare, a once-in-human history coin? The story grew. Collectors exaggerated. Legends spread, and soon, the myth of a billion-dollar penny was born. It became a symbol, not a real auction price, but a metaphor for hidden treasure. Life-changing luck. The dream of finding wealth in your own pocket. Your video uses this legend to hook viewers, inspire curiosity, and spark imagination.